Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Good.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for agreeing to jump on this
No problem.
short call. I'm recording this right now because
Okay.
I'm gonna share it with people.
Okay.
And I don't want to take too much of your time, but I just want to say thank you for hopping on.
Yeah, no
Everyone,
problem.
this is Elizabeth.
Hi.
She was one of my very first students, and she's done some absolutely incredible work, and seriously super proud of her. And so I wanted to take a few minutes to interview her and ask her some questions. I've got them on my phone right here. So is that cool if we just go ahead and jump right in?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. So the very first question that I have for you, Elizabeth, is many of the people on this training right now are, they're hesitant to start an Amazon business. They've never done anything like this before. They've never ran an online business or any business whatsoever. When you were first starting, what hesitations did you have about starting an FBA business or any online business whatsoever?
Actually, kind of the things you said, having no experience. I didn't go to school for business or anything like that. I didn't have any experience in running a business. So that whole idea of being in charge of all these things was definitely a little scary. What I'd heard about Amazon FBA, some of it sounded a little too good to be true. So I was a little hesitant in putting in the time and effort and money to do it. But I would definitely say now it was worth it, definitely. So no need for a degree. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and that's the truth. It's definitely Parker does a great job of explaining the process, and once you get into it, of course, the Facebook group is there to help anytime. But I would say just get it and do it. You won't regret it, definitely.
No,
So
I totally agree. I remember when I started like 3 years ago and I was introduced to it and I was like, this sounds way too good to be true, right? It's just like, is this actually possible that you can do this without like having to start like or create a website or like, you know, invent a
right,
product or any of these things. So I'm totally there with you and I'm sure like a lot of people that are listening are like, is this actually
yes,
legit? But it is, right? It's totally legit.
right, absolutely.
I don't know if you actually did any other research on other business models or online business models. But if you did, what made you want to start an Amazon FBA business over doing other things?
Okay, I hadn't done any research into anything else like the Shopify and all the different things out there. I'd never even heard of Shopify until I started the course or did a little research into Amazon FBA. Um, I guess what probably the kind of the hands off a little bit. I know with Shopify, you're kind of running a website, if I understand it correctly. With Amazon, I knew it was kind of getting it to a warehouse. I didn't have to worry about shipping. I didn't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. It was a hands off kind of thing. And that was definitely a big plus, in my opinion, starting out. So,
Yeah, one of the big things that I'm trying to get across to everyone is that Amazon does like all of the hard work for you, right?
yeah,
Like you literally like at this point in your FBA career, you kind of just sit back and it's an automated
yes,
business, right? Like the sales just
yes,
come in and you let Amazon fulfill everything, ship everything out, handle customer returns, which is like incredible, right? That's the whole point of an
yes,
automated business, not to have to do anything.
right.
Totally cool. So, my next question was, what was the number one thing from the Unfair Advantage program, or just working with me one on one, that really propelled your business forward?
PPC, hands down, not no hesitation there.
So, a lot of
Um,
people don't know what PPC is. So, if you could
yes,
describe it in one or two sentences and help them understand
okay.
from your view.
So when you're running your Amazon business, Amazon has kind of an in-house advertising. You can set bids to spend money how you want, and understanding the importance of that, it took me quite a while to learn, and I'd say I'm definitely still learning. But seeing the difference in what it has done as far as experiencing it, seeing how it works, learning it, hands down, that was definitely what boosted the business, definitely. So
Totally, and I would agree that is one of I don't want to toot my own horn, but definitely one of my specialties is being able to look at PPC reports, analyze them, and help people really scale their business that way. Because the more words that you can actually get ranked for through PPC, right, the more organic sales you'll start getting later on, right?
Yes.
Cool. I just have 2 more questions. My second one was, what was the feeling like when you had your first $1,000 day?
Oh my goodness. It was a little unbelievable. Like I had to keep checking to make sure, like reloading the page, make sure it wasn't like a glitch or something. It's a little unbelievable to think like $1,000 in one day. You know, the whole process, there are times when it's frustrating and you feel like, oh, I just want to quit because it can be overwhelming. But that feeling of when you make that first time you make over $1,000, oh, it makes it all worth it. I was ecstatic, a little unbelievable, but definitely ecstatic. So
totally. No, I remember when I first started out too. And I think it was like, I even had my first $600 day. I was like, holy freaking crap.
Yes.
Like, am I seriously making this much doing nothing? And then, you know, like as you roll your money back in and start new products and keep moving forward, like it just scales and scales and scales. And that's like the right way to do it, is just, you know, don't take profits out early. Keep building your business so that months from now or a year from now or whatever it is, you're approaching 7 figures or high 6 figures, and you're really starting to rake in the dough.
Yeah.
Cool. My last question for you is, what advice would you give everyone here on the training today who are looking to start an FBA business but are on the fence about beginning?
I would say find a motivation. Whenever we first started looking into this, my husband and I'm a stay-at-home mom. He was working full-time, and he was actually the one that discovered this. But because I was at home, I was able to do the videos and go through it. And for us, the motivation was to be able to get out of debt, help have a kind of a side business to put money down on debt, and then eventually for my husband to not have to work at all. He'd be able to work at home. And we are getting there. We're not quite there fully yet, but we are very close. And so I would say find something to motivate you, whatever that may be. Maybe it's being able to quit your 9-to-5, or just to have a side hustle to make extra money, to do whatever, and then stick with it. There'll be times where, like I said, it'll be overwhelming and you'll think, oh, I just want to give up. But I promise you, if you think 6 months, a year from now down the road, it'll totally be worth it when you've reached your goals or whatever. So that would be my advice. So.
Well, thank you again, Elizabeth. You are a star. You're doing so great. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
And I look forward to talking soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Parker.
Okay, Elizabeth. Take care.